How did Uma Musume achieve such a great success in the global market? A Japanese mobile game dropped into the eyes of the globe seamlessly in 2025, suddenly blew up in the world and achieving an outstanding popularity. The game first released back in Japan in February 2021 and continuously opened up new servers in different regions throughout the years. And Uma Musume have always been a successful game since launch, hitting top grossing in Japan, making a humongous amount of revenue and still doing well as in right now. The amount of popularity from the world is just simply crazy and unexpected. Lots of gamers and streamers played, memes are popping left and right, fan arts are getting pumped up here and there. It's a phenomenal sight to witness. How did the game of personification of horses into cute anime girls running horse races gain such a huge popularity? Most of the successes are definitely because of the two things: good gameplay and good characters, or Uma. To break down the gameplay, the player trains their Uma, have their trained Uma run in auto races, and the players, or trainers' job is to train their Uma to be able to win all the races in their careers. But what really grabbed the attention of players was not the training part, but rather the auto races, which is really surprising in terms of actual gameplay. In these races, players do not have control over anything. All the players can do is press the button and pray that they have trained enough stats and skills for their Uma, and hoping that the game system will let their Umas win. There is no gameplay in the race. However, for some reason, the auto races are very exciting to watch. It is a recreation of the actual horse racing, and it is extremely well done in terms of the actual result. And the players can really feel like they're watching a real horse race, even though majority of the players probably have never done that. What does this mean? It means that the players are actually invested in the Umas that they trained, hoping that their Uma can break out of all and take down the first place, completely grabbing the attention of the players until the last moment of the race. We can feel the excitement of watching the races that is fully auto-generated, and it is fascinating if you really think about it. There have been many interesting reactions from the players and streamers that became viral and grabbed more attention to the game. Now let's look at the characters, or the Umas, or the horses, whichever way you want to call it. Now, personification of different things that got popular isn't a day one idea. It has been around for quite a long time, especially in Japan. Some of the popular titles that Kantai Collection and Token Lambu. These are all the games that transformed a non-human to a human. So what makes Uma Musume so special? One advantage of personification is that people are able to create a story that a regular person would never be able to experience. For instance, people don't really live through a life like a battleship. Yet we can create a life of a battleship into a story. And the story becomes logical, more believable, and more relatable to actual people. In the case of Uma Musume, each Uma is designed based on a real actual horse, such as their behaviors and personalities. The most obvious example being Gold Ship. If you know anything about Gold Ship, you already know. Just take a look at this photo. It's very self-explanatory. Gold Ship in Uma Musume is a playful, unpredictable, and a mischief maker. And this is taking into the account of an actual Gold Ship seen in this photo. I won't go too deep into this because that would be a whole nother topic, but you get the idea. Each career goals in Uma Musume also takes into the account of the actual history of races that each horse did, and hence why each Uma have different goals and different stories throughout their career playthrough. This is a huge part of Uma Musume that makes characters really likable. Each actual horse all have something that happened throughout their racing careers, but on paper, most of the time, it is just gonna be that this horse wins this race, got a third on this race, and injured during this time. It's boring. It will look boring. Uma Musume took the history of these race horses, sprinkled it with some cute anime girls, and added personalities to these horses. Obviously, they have done a really good job in terms of writing and making some of the most lovable Umas around the game. Also, you can never really go wrong with cute anime girls. But of course, there are some flaws in the game as well. But for the sake of time being, I won't talk too much about it. But I think that these are some of the most important reasons why Uma Musume is a great game. The game has a very positive environment, and if you really look from an outsider perspective, it is just some anime girls with horse ears and tails wearing fancy clothes for racing and mysteriously become an idol after they win the races. But when you look deeper into each Uma and sees the history of actual horse and overlay the Uma with the horse, everything that the Uma does just adds so much more value rather than just a cute anime girl with horse ears and tails. When you already like a Uma a lot and realizes that there's so much more with the Uma, it is likely that you will become obsessed with the Uma in the game. In my opinion, I think it is totally unexpected how well Uma Musume did in the globe. A lot of popular games in Japan don't do well outside of Japan. It is because of the cultural differences and the gaming preferences are different. And at first I believed that Uma Musume would just be another game just like that doesn't do well outside of Japan. A weeb like me already know about this game since it first launched in Japan, and I thought it would never get that popular outside of Japan. Because of how often personification and a huge group of anime girls type-ish game have been made, and to my knowledge that none of these games have ever reached a really high popularity in the globe, or to be even more specific, the Western countries. Obviously I was wrong and I may still be wrong. I might be overestimating the popularity of Uma Musume. But set it all aside, it is undoubtedly that there are very good components of the game that makes Uma Musume such a beautiful game. Not necessarily the best game or the most revolutionary game, it definitely have some flaws and issues in the game, but all in all, Uma Musume can definitely be classified as a good game in the modern days. I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, bye bye.